Hello and welcome to the Buddies Comics Entertainment News. Our story, Constantine 2 is still supposedly being made, but the nature of the upcoming DC Universe reboot and other elements make the movie best left shelved. Constantine is one of DC's premier magical characters, with ties to other Vertigo characters and the members of Justice League Dark. Thus, it's highly likely that the scoundrel magician will show up in some capacity in the upcoming cinematic DC Universe reboot. Due to the much higher profile of James Gunn's DCU and its planned projects, however, said shared universe needs to be home to the only cinematic version of John Constantine. Supposedly, a sequel to the Constantine movie starring Keanu Reeves is still in the works, even if it's nearly 2 decades after the fact. There simply isn't enough strength in the current DC brand to make this work, especially amid recent movies. Thus, Constantine 2 might need to be officially shelved once and for all.
The second story, Marvel Studios' Echo finally has its first official trailer, showing off fast-paced action and brutal violence in the Marvel Cinematic Universe's first-ever mature-rated project. After months of development hurdles and delays, Echo's first trailer is finally here, reintroducing viewers to Alaqua Cox's Maya Lopez, the deaf antihero and secondary antagonist from the Hawkeye series, as she fights a criminal underworld and encounters familiar faces like the Kingpin and even Daredevil. However, unlike any other MCU series so far, Echo shows off several scenes of grisly violence and blood, mostly from the actions of Wilson Fisk the Kingpin, earning the show Marvel Studios' first ever TVMA rating, something which director Sidney Freeland said stems from the fact that the show's protagonist is not an inherently good person.
The next story, Godzilla 2014 reboot director shares strong reaction to Godzilla -1. Gareth Edwards is convinced that Godzilla -1 just might be the very best Godzilla movie of all time. Back in 2014, the MonsterVerse was launched with the Godzilla reboot directed by Edwards. Nearly a decade later, the director is sharing some very high praise for Godzilla -1, the new film from Toho that was just released in Japan. Set for a North American release on December 1st, the film was watched by Edwards, who subsequently spoke with Cinema Today to share his thoughts. According to Edwards, he couldn't help but envy the filmmakers while watching the movie, as Godzilla -1 embodied everything he felt a perfect Godzilla movie should be.
The fourth story, Zack Snyder reveals how Netflix's Rebel Moon will be expanded with other mediums, including an animated series spin-off. The Rebel Moon cinematic universe will be expanded in a major way, ahead of the release of the 2-part story on Netflix, beginning with Rebel Moon. Part 1, A Child of Fire in December, director Zack Snyder addressed his plans for the franchise in an interview with Total Film. The filmmaker explained how he's the one in charge of the creative direction with this universe he's been crafting. Under his watch, Snyder also shared how the franchise will be expanded with an animated series, as well as with Rebel Moon stories told in other mediums as well.
The next story, legendary master of horror Sam Raimi returns to the genre that launched his career with Sony's Send Help. Per World of Real, scooper Daniel Richtman confirmed that The Evil Dead and Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness director would return to the director's chair for his first horror movie since 2009's Drag Me to Hell. Friday the 13th, 2009 reboot screenwriters Mark Swift and Damian Shannon penned the screenplay described as Misery Meets Castaway, with production set to begin in early 2024. According to Richtman, the synopsis for Send Help follows. Linda, a female employee, and her irritating boss, Bradley, on a business flight. Their plane crashes on an island with only the two of them making it out alive. Linda has serious survival skills, which means she's Bradley's only hope to stay alive.
Sixth story, the elegant French super spy, Victor Chevalier, is the latest warrior to join the Takken 8 roster and the second newcomer to the game. A video uploaded on PlayStation's YouTube channel introduced a French super spy, Victor Chevalier, voiced by actor Vincent Cassel. Victor brings an elegant flair to Tekken 8, as well as deadly tools in the form of his pistol, beam sword, and combat knife. Not only is Victor arriving, but he also brings a new challenge with him, Celebration on the Seine, which takes place on a luxury yacht sailing across the Seine River in Paris.
Seventh story, Superman and Lois will end with Season 4. Per Deadline, it has been revealed that Superman and Lois is set to end its run at the CW. The news comes ahead of the 4th season's arrival, making it clear far ahead of time that the upcoming season will also serve as the last for the show. Season 4 doesn't yet have an official premiere date, but it is set to arrive on the CW sometime in 2024.
Next story, the localization director of Dragon Ball Daima production studio, Toei Animation, reveals the anime's episode count and release date window. Daniel Castaneda revealed that the Dragon Ball Daima release date window is October 2024. While this isn't a formal announcement, Castaneda is a verified Toei official, serving as localization director for the English and Spanish dubbed versions of the first Slam Dunk, as well as the Portuguese version of Dragon Ball Z, One Piece Film Gold and Samurai Champloo, according to credits from ANN. In his revelation, Castaneda discussed the typical dubbing process for anime before revealing that dubbed versions of Dragon Ball Daima will premiere simultaneously worldwide. The series will have 20 episodes.
Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes trailer reveals new battle and the return of Cornelius. In the sequel, per 20th Century Studios, director Wes Ball breathes new life into the global, epic franchise set several generations in the future following Caesar's reign, in which apes are the dominant species living harmoniously and humans have been reduced to living in the shadows. As a new tyrannical ape leader builds his empire, one young ape undertakes a harrowing journey that will cause him to question all that he has known about the past and to make choices that will define a future for apes and humans alike.
Next story, Now You See Me 3 reportedly confirmed with Jesse Eisenberg, Woody Harrelson, and Morgan Freeman returning. As reported by Screen Daily, Lionsgate International is forging ahead with the production of Now You See Me 3, and the studio is set to initiate sales for the film at the upcoming American film market, scheduled from October 31st to November 5th. 2023. Jesse Eisenberg, Woody Harrelson, and Morgan Freeman are all confirmed to reprise their roles from the previous two films. Ruben Fleischer has been appointed as the director for this installment, with Michael Leslie currently working on the latest script draft. Alex Kurtzman and Bobby Cohen will continue to serve as producers.
Next story, The Boys Season 4 release date update isn't what you'd hope after the Gen V finale, but it's still promising. In a recent interview with Variety, Kripke gave an update regarding the release date of The Boys Season 4. While he didn't tease a specific release date, he revealed that most of the show's editing is completed, and they're now deep into the music and visual effects. He also added that there's a lot more happening behind the scenes to finish the new season of The Boys. He said you will not know when The Boys Season 4 is airing by the time the Gen V finale airs, but most of the editing is done. We're now deep into the music and visual effects. Marketing is starting to taxi their planes on the runway. There's a lot happening behind the scenes of The Boys Season 4, I can say that.
Next story, Marvel has confirmed that Captain Britain, Henry Cavill's dream MCU role, is more than a match for Thor, as he nearly kills the Thunder God. Captain Britain, Henry Cavill's dream MCU role is officially a match for Thor, Marvel has confirmed. Captain Britain is a fan-favorite character, and acclaimed actor Henry Cavill has expressed interest in playing him in the MCU. While Captain Britain is powerful, he has not shown the ability to go toe-to-toe with his guardians such as Thor, but in Ultimate Universe #1, he does just that.
The second last story, The Lord of the Rings. The Rings of Power Season 2 will likely include the Balrog, yet the plot may struggle to beat two other moments in the franchise. One of the major plot lines of The Rings of Power Season 1 included Durin IV and Elrond. The latter was searching for a way to save the light of the elves while securing an alliance with the dwarves of Khazad-dûm. Eventually, the duo discovered that Mithril, a substance mined from deep below the Misty Mountains, could aid Elrond and the elves' plight, setting the stage for the story to continue in The Rings of Power Season 2. The next season of Rings of Power would arrive in 2025 to 2026 based on this estimate, although a late 2024 premiere isn't impossible.
The last story, Original Avengers Return report supports massive Avengers 6 theory. The most anticipated of the MCU's upcoming movies might be Avengers Secret Wars, which will likely involve most MCU heroes introduced so far, as well as returning variants from all across the multiverse. Seeing all Marvel heroes from different universes assemble in a single movie has been a popular fan theory since Avengers Secret Wars title and release date were announced. How exactly Marvel Studios will bring everyone together and surpass the high bar set by Avengers Endgame is still a mystery, but apart from potential multiversal visitors like Hugh Jackman's Wolverine and Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, now it's more likely that dead and retired characters will be present as well. Thank you for watching this video. If like this video, please like and share. Please do subscribe for more video. I'll see the next one.